If you have a coaching program for therapists, either in terms of improving their skills or making more money, then this next 4 to 7 minutes is probably going to be one of the most impactful 4 to 7 minutes of your business this entire year. My name is Imam and I own an agency that builds funnels for coaches, creators, consultants that adds 6 figures plus to their revenue every single year. Now, in this video, I'll be going over how we added 47,400 in 91 days for this therapist, Esther Goldstein, using a single paid webinar funnel. But the wonderful thing about this webinar funnel is that it leverages work that you were going to do for your clients anyways, because you have a high-ticket coaching program, you actually do weekly calls, right? And so you do weekly or bi-weekly calls. And so the entire point of this stuff is simply that you just sort of like theme a group call that you're going to do, and then you invite people to that themed group call. This is for you to have a high-ticket coaching program, but you're not happy with your conversions. It's kind of like inconsistent, and you're tired of making and giving out free stuff to people who just ghost you once they receive it, and you also want to go qualified buyers in your funnel, in your system, or your sales calls. Now, here's an example of what has happened, right? So here are some of the payments that actually came in. This is the MailChimp filter. In January, we got about 55 people, not 120 people. This is most likely a mistake. Then this in February, we got 44 people. In March, we got 28 people. And in December, we got 36 people. Now, here's how you actually want to consider doing something like this, right? Aside the fact that it significantly makes your life easier because you're just making money from work that you're going to be doing anyways. Right now, there's a trust recession happening, right? If you've noticed from the past years, people are not really buying programs how they used to buy in 2024 and 2025 because some of them have been bought by past coaches in the past. And aside that, there's typically like a negative stigma going around coaches specifically. And so that's why sometimes once they receive your free resource, they simply just disappear. The therapists worth selling to are tired of being sold to by people who they feel have not earned the right to pay them. And so the solution isn't just more pressure, more claims, more testimonials. It's simply just a smarter and a smaller ask first, okay? And so here's how the paid webinar funnel works. Let's use this one that we actually did in January as an example. It's called Prices of the Week. And so the entire idea behind this is that therapy sessions usually get hijacked by clients. They come in and they start talking about someone who cut them off on the road, or an argument that they had with their partner or a friend or something like that happened basically. And that takes about like 30 to 45 minutes of the entire session. And then at the end of the session, they just realize that they actually have not gotten anywhere. And apparently this is something that Esther's client herself, you're asking her about like how do you actually handle this, how do you do that, right? And so she decided to do a workshop on it basically for her clients. And then we simply ran the promotion saying, next Tuesday I'm holding a live workshop for the clients in my master program on how to gently guide clients back to what matters so you can stop following them into the woods and actually start helping them heal. And they just basically talk about how to set treatment targets, the sandwich method, every single thing, like an actual program that you're going to do, and then you simply just put a price on it. And after that, first of all, you've already made money from what you're going to do, and you're still providing real and genuine value to your clients. Now people who have actually bought that program, at the end of the workshop sequence, you simply just feed them that this is what my programs usually feel like. You actually want to hop on the power. Your investment for this workshop actually rolls over into the price of the program. Now, the entire reason this works is because they are kind of like making a micro commitment, right? The workshop ticket is just $97 and it's a micro commitment. And by the time you already paid the program, they've already paid us once. It's kind of like how you sort of like usually have a particular vendor that you go to for something specific because it's sort of like, it's kind of like psychological. You most likely therapy, so you actually already know this. And this is why you kind of like want to price them $97. You can price it lower, you can price it higher, but like typically what has historically worked really, really well for us is the $97 price point. And so usually what happens after the workshop is now where you can actually also put them in an upsell sequence. First of all, you make the pitch on the call, but not every single person. Some of them won't even attend live. So, and some of them probably might have forgotten whatever, right? But still, the fact remains that the workshop stuff is still fresh in their head. And so what you actually want to do is that you sort of like run this sequence with after the workshop. So on day one, you basically just reference the workshop experience. You plan to say about going back. And then step 2 is sort of like where you start talking about, the insight feed without the other structures in your coaching program, basically. So here's what the program actually contains. Step 3, you kind of like address the objections. Stage on day 4, you talk about your testimonials. And on day 5, you simply just, remind them that, hey, your $97 program that I actually made into this workshop actually goes into the investment, so you can come and join it. So they're actually going to build this for you, do every single thing from the workshop assets to the slides, to literally every single thing. We do the actual email sequence for the workshop, then we do the upsell email sequence. We literally write every single thing for you. So if you're actually interested, just click the link below or just reply to my email or my DM, and then we can have a chat. Okay.